Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Chad and this week I am feeling so refreshed. I got to go to Grand Lake and do some boating on like an old Chris craft, and I got to hang out with a super awesome moose who I named Bo and who surprisingly didn't kill me because I got so close. And it's also good news because I'm going to be on Good Morning America next week because of that moose video I just showed you. Yeah, everything's coming up Millhouse. But first things first, I have a couple shout outs. The first one is to Tristan Ibbett, who is amazing. He just got back from Japan and I got to talk to him so much about it, and he brought me this awesome marimo, which you guys don't know what a marimo is. It is a Japanese moss ball that they have over there, and they're typically known from Hokkaido, but he ended up going to Mount Fuji and finding some. He brought me one back, and it is the cutest freaking thing ever. Its name is Wufu Wufu, which means fluffy in Japanese. And shout out to Austin for going to San Diego Comic-Con and sending me back a really cool figurine from Gintama. I don't know who it is from Gintama, but if you guys know, be sure to comment down below and tell me so I can thank him properly. But enough about me. This week, we have a video request from ShadowNet Spy, who is new to the channel. Welcome. He's from Sweden, and he wanted me to do a video on some just general tips for when he goes to Japan. I figured it's probably better to focus on the don'ts than the do's, so you don't get hit with a newspaper like I did my first time. So this week, I'm giving you my top-ish 10. I don't know if these are the top, but these are the first top that came to my mind. Things you should not do when you are in Japan, going to Japan, talking to a Japanese person, etc. Number 10, don't refer to yourself as kun, chan, or senpai. Hajimemashite, Becca-chan desu. Oh my god, all of the Tumblr kids I can strangle. We get it. You learn probably a lot of your terminology from anime. That's fine. I like anime. But nobody in real life Japan using real non-anime Japanese refers to themselves as these. These are honorific titles meant for familiarity between people. See, there's me, there's you, I'm not you, familiarity. You refer to yourself as san, and honestly, for the most part, unless you are very close to somebody, you will not be referring to even them as kun, chan, or if you're not in a school in Japan, and I should say a high school, not a college, senpai. Stick to san. I know it's probably not as kawaii desu as you'd appreciate, but just stick with san. Now this one's more of a do than a don't, but do slurp your noodles and soup dishes. I know you don't want to offend people, I respect that, that's why I'm here. You're not going to offend anybody by slurping your noodles. In fact, it's a sign to the chef that you're enjoying your meal to your ramen or soba, whatever you happen to have. Number 7 is a common misconception. Do not rub your chopsticks. I know when everyone thinks, oh, well, it's getting all the splinters off and that's what they do in Asia. No, they don't. I actually don't even know where this came from, because most Asian cultures, it's offensive to rub your chopsticks because then you're splintering it, it's getting everywhere, and it might get in your food, and it's just very disrespectful. Number 6, tipping. You don't need to tip anywhere. There's not a single place in Japan that you need to tip, and in a lot of cases, even if you leave a tip because it's exceptional service, they'll refuse it. Just don't even bother. It will do more harm for you than it'll do good, and it's not perceived as a good gesture. So yeah, if the service is awesome, thank, in a very formal manner, your waiter, and be on your way. This next one is for when you go to a friend's house or a church or wherever you're going and you're having, nature's calling you. Bathrooms in Japan, you obviously take your shoes off before you come into the house, and they'll give you some sort of slipper, or maybe they'll just let you use your socks if they're a more modern family. But the bathroom has its own special set of slippers. So be sure that even if you have normal slippers on, to take them off before you go into the bathroom and put on these special bathroom slippers when you go there. Now this tip, if you are going to a sento, which I have a video about in the description, or an onsen, be sure to not bathe dirty. And I know you're like, but Chad, this sounds counterproductive. Well no, there are these little seats and shower areas, and you are supposed to bathe yourself well before you get into the bath and the ice bath and the steam room completely. Rubbing yourself down with these towels till basically you're red, really washing yourself, because getting into a bathtub dirty is just like wearing shoes inside a house. Dame. Number 4 is a personal pet peeve of mine between weeaboos and everyone alike. You don't share food with chopsticks. Communal eating in Japan is a really big deal and it's awesome. I enjoy it myself every time I go to Hakata Eki with my buddies. But when passing food, it's okay to pass food with chopsticks, just not between them. If you're gonna pass, take your chopstick, get your food, lift it, put it on your friend's plate. Everything's good. Number 3, if you're sick, wear a mask. I'll link a video in the description that I did about surgical masks in Japan. But if you're sick or if you're afraid to get sick, even if, I mean, most Westerners, we don't really feel sick, but maybe we just feel bad, wear a mask. Have a runny nose? Wear a mask. Have a stuffy nose? Wear a mask. Bleeding from your gums? Wear a mask. Have AIDS? Go to a doctor. It's common sense. It's a very polite country, and if you look even slightly like you're sick, just be courteous and wear a mask. Number 2, don't talk on public transit. I know you found a cute girl sitting next to you who likes the same video game that you're playing, your Candy Crush or whatever. I get you, I feel you. But seriously, there's just no reason. Just don't talk, okay? If you're not good at mouthing your words to the people next to you, you're more than welcome to use your phones for apps and listening to music, but don't talk on it. Don't talk to the person next to you. It can wait till you get off. Now, number 1 is more of a cultural warning than necessarily a no-no. When you're talking to someone, be it in English or Japanese people have this thing where when you're talking, in order to prove that you're listening and comprehending, they talk over you. It's not disrespectful. They are actually listening to you. They'll be like, oh yes, yeah, oh about that, yeah, cool, yeah, totally. But it's okay. They're listening, they're focusing. In Japan, if you're not talking back to them as they're talking, a lot of the time, especially if it's a one-on-one conversation, it'll seem like you're not paying attention. Now, obviously, being a gaijin, we get the gaijin card. We get a pass on certain cultural things that we don't really know for some reason. Who would have guessed? But yeah, that's my list. If you guys have your own cultural doo-doos and don't-don'ts, then you should probably tell me down below so I can make more subsequent videos on things like this. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I put out videos every Wednesday or Thursday if you're in Japan. Also, if you want to know something about Japan or Japanese culture or the language or nerd culture, whatever, I do lots of things. I have lots of hobbies. Comment down below, tell me what you want to know. I'm happy to do a video if I happen to know something about it, or I can link you to a video about someone who actually knows stuff about things and such. Alright, thank you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week.